times it appears that we're reaching a period when our senses and our minds will no longer respond to moderate stimulation.
The snow continuing to fall as we welcome you to MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford. Tonight, rivals do battle in the NFC East. It's the Super Bowl champion, Philadelphia Eagles. It's the Philadelphia Eagles. Mike Tirico along with Greg Olsen. That is Jake Elliott getting this one started. Off we go in the snow from MetLife Stadium. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. The Giants offense making their way out for the first time. They're led out by the first-round pick in 2025 out of Ole Miss. It's Jackson Dart.
And Dart was the second quarterback taken in this year's draft, only behind Cam Ward out of Miami. And you look back to his time with Lane Kiffin at Ole Miss, he put up some monster numbers. And you got to think, he's the youngest quarterback of the entire 25 draft. So can he transition to a pro-style offense? Can he play the style in which they want to play in New York? From a physical standpoint, from an athletic standpoint, like Jackson Dart looks like the prototypical modern-day NFL player. Initially, Mike, a really good job by the defense. Nowhere to go with the ball for this quarterback. He's forced to pull it down and turn into a runner. A little slow reaction, and he's able to actually pick up a pretty good game.
So, from 37, here's 2nd and 2. A run with the man out of Purdue. That's Tyrone Tracy. He'll have enough to move the chains. He'll take this forward for about 3 yards.
This is a situation that play callers love to be in, Mike. They have all their options on the table. 2nd and short, play action pass, you can run. In this case, they choose to keep it on the ground, play it safe, pick up the first down.
On the ground, right back to Tracy. And he'll try to drive forward. Not a bad gain in these conditions. We'll give him about 5 yards.
5 brings up 2nd and 5 at the 45-yard line.
Ball spotted at the 45. Here's 2nd down and 5. Dart gonna keep this on his own read. Nothing doing there. He'll go down behind the line.
I'm not sure if there's anything more enjoyable for a football player than playing a game in the snow. And something for us to keep in mind throughout the rest of the day is typically the advantage is in the favor of the offense. You know where you're going. You know where the cuts are going to come. The defense has to react to you. Can they find a way to take advantage?
And that is incomplete.
Remember what they told us, Mike, leading up to this game. They said it is so critical for us to find success, especially on 3rd down. We want to maintain possession, extend these drives. Well, the first crack comes up and they fail through the air, and we have to regroup and be able to have better success throughout the remainder of this game.
And he couldn't get that one to check up. It'll keep bouncing into the end zone. It's a touchback. So, here come the Eagles, and they are led by the reigning Super Bowl MVP. What a season for Jalen Hurts. Took the Eagles to the mountaintop. Now his 6th season in the NFL.
This is someone who just seems like every year they just get better and better, Mike, right? I mean, think back, whether it was Alabama to Oklahoma to being a Heisman finalist, going from a backup role to MVP candidate. His development has been fun to watch, and now he's
he's going to be followed up and taken down. They got him. Brian Burns in there to drop him. Loss of 5 to start the drive.
And these are the type of splash plays that can have an impact, especially as the game goes on. So offensive line has to do a better job to make sure that they have this protection shored up and that this isn't a sign of things to come.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Off the play fake, Hurts. Short pass, he's got Calcaterra. He'll get about 6 before he's taken down.
A bit of a quick hitter here, and what you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot, but they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short gain.
Got to get it to the 30. Here comes 3rd down. Taken in by Dotson. 14 yards on that pass play there. Good for an Eagles first down.
Good for an Eagles first down. A gain of 14. And an Eagle first down.
These 3rd down conversions are just so important, Mike. Everybody stresses we want to possess the ball, give our offense as much opportunity to end as many drives as we can, scoring points. If you want to stay on the field, you better be good on 3rd down.
And he's going to be knocked down hard behind the line.
You know, Mike, it's funny, when you're facing these really elite defensive linemen, sometimes it's easier to make them the read guy rather than actually try to block them. Unfortunately, they're elite for a reason, and sometimes they're still able to make the play like we saw here.
They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
A little indecisive there, Mike. I thought he could have pulled the trigger a tad sooner. Instead, he just holds onto the ball a little too long. The windows close up, and ultimately has no choice but to just simply throw the ball away.
It is 3rd and long. A shotgun snap now to Hurts. And he'll just have to throw this one away. There was nowhere to go downfield. And now it's going to bring up a 4th down.
There's no need to do anything reckless. It's 3rd and long. The opportunity to convert this is probably slim, so there was nothing open downfield. I think he makes the smart decision here, Mike. Avoid the negative play and throw the ball away.
And he didn't get the check he was hoping for in that one. That goes into the end zone, and it's a touchdown. The Giants offense ready to see the football for the 2nd time. They'll search for the first points of this game as they begin the drive on 1st and 10. Out of shotgun. It's Dart. Oh, trouble, and down he goes. Nolan Smith in there to drop him, and that's going to be a loss of 9 to open this drive.
It's 1st down. You got to get the ball out of your hands. I understand trying to take a shot. I love it on early downs. But once it's not there and that protection starts to break down, it's either check down or throwaway. You don't want to be in 2nd and long.
Why did darkness come? I wanna stay in here where I belong. Why did darkness come? Something keeps waking me up.
On 2nd down, Dart. And he kept that play alive as long as he could, but the rush eventually gets to him and takes him down.
Early in this drive, they're trying to establish some offensive rhythm, but now after that 2nd down sack, really puts them in a must-pass. You don't want to be in 3rd and long very often in the NFL. It's not a very high percentage conversion rate, and with the danger of a 3 and out, they better hold up here in pass protection.
Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. And that is incomplete. Darius Slayton was the intended receiver. And that's going to lead to a 4th down.
The offense just couldn't seem to get anything going that drive. They knew they had a long way to go, taking over possession that deep in their own territory. You want to pick up that first down and see if you can capitalize some momentum. Instead, the errant throw brings up fourth down, and they're going to have to punt it away.
On the return, it's Covey. And he'll get a few yards back here on the return before being forced out of bounds. The Eagles offense ready to take over for their second possession. They'll start out first down and 10.
Why did darkness come?
We'll check the reaction for the former Giant. Here is Saquon Barkley. And he'll get ahead for a couple as the flurries continue to fall.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
Wake up, early mornings, late nights,
Ball on the 39. Here's 2nd down and 7. They'll stay on the ground with Barkley. Room to run past midfield. And he will go all the way. Saquon Barkley. Touchdown, Eagles.
So you think back to their first possession of this game, Mike, it resulted in a punt. Not exactly the fast start the coaches told us was so important as this game unfolds. They get the ball back for possession 2. Now they try to find some rhythm, find their identity of the game plan, and they come away with 6. So that's how you bounce back in this league. It's not always going to be perfect. Really nice job settling into this game here with their second possession.
Here's Jake Elliott for the extra point.
Take a breath, need to get all of these deep thoughts.
These kicks not a given in the snow, but this one is good. And the Eagles will take a 7-0 lead.
I just wanna be home. I just wanna be home. Feel like I'm all alone and I need to do it on my own. Yeah, I live through music. Yeah, I love to do it. Yeah, it's therapeutic and I needed to get through it. Yeah, I keep on moving. Yeah, I keep on doing. Yeah, I keep improving so people can feel it too and go on and fix their lives one decision at a time, one vision, one mind. We're winning this grind. Okay.
So following the score, here comes Elliott to kick this one away. On the return, it's Gunnar Olszewski. Oh, he's got room past the 30. And he's brought down right at the 35-yard line. The Giants offense make their way out to take over once more. So far, not much has gone right. They've had it twice, punted twice. Looking to sustain something here on drive number 3.
In my bed, got me feeling like a weak
From the 35, it's 1st and 10.
Ask myself to please stay. Take a breath, need to get on up.
Out of the gun, here comes Dart. He'll get it into the hands of Slayton. That's a nice pickup on a first down throw. It's a gain of 8.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 43-yard line.
To do it on my own, yeah.
From the 43, here's 2nd down and 2. They'll run with Greasy. And that'll be a gain of 2 and a first down.
Well, here's where you really see the value of having a good run. 3rd and short, 4th and short. The ability to just keep it simple, win up front, turn around, hand the ball to your back, and to say, okay, more likely than not, we're going to get a fresh set of downs, maintain possession, and now continue to find opportunities to go generate points.
They'll run again. It's Tracy again. Running room hard to come by as he'll get ahead for a yard. Jalen Carter out of Georgia makes the tackle.
Brings up 2nd and 8.
From the 47 now, they'll work with a 2nd and 7. Hart gonna hold on to it himself, and he'll get nothing here. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all.
They went to the design quarterback run, and there just wasn't a lot of space for the quarterback to operate. You can see him kind of waiting for some of the blocks to develop. Never transpired. Didn't get a whole lot going. Short game.
Out of the gun, third down. It's dark. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
And while the play results in an incompletion, I think these are the type of decisions from a young quarterback that you're okay with. If the play's not there, if you don't feel good, throw the ball away, don't turn it over, and let's live for the next play call.
Here's Jamie Gillen on now, as he's on to punt for the Giants. This is going to get out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. The Eagles offense getting set to get back to work. They lead it here early 7-0 as they start with a 1st and 10. Barkley to start the drive, and that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, nothing more.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on first down, but that's exactly the case here.
Back to Goddard in motion. Now Jalen Hurts on second down. Brian Burns in there for a loss of 5 on the sack, and now it's third down.
Well, as they face this possible 3-and-out following that second down sack, now if you're the quarterback, you've got to be thinking, get the ball out of my hand, find a matchup I like downfield, and try to push this ball past the sticks and keep this drive alive.
Third and long for Hurts. He'll try to run for it. Pretty good effort on that one. It will not be enough. It's going to bring up fourth down.
Sometimes it's just a case of taking what the defense gives you. And here's one of those examples. There's nowhere for him to go with the ball. For a minute, it looked like he was going to be able to pick up this first down with his legs. The defense rallies, brings him down short of the first down marker, sets up fourth down.
Here's Braden Mann now. He's on to punt for the second time in this opening quarter. Get away. Great job down there to hold them to a short return. The Giants offense ready for this next possession. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. Call me a pro, cause I know how to call them. Damn, she fine, I just wanna see her roll. I like rock and roll, don't stop it, no. I like a bad chick, dropping low, down to it though. Her body, I'll explode, the neighbors hating on. They banging at my door, she's screaming out, here's all I know is your fire. On the give, it's Tracy. Not much happening there, just a short game.
He was brought down by Nolan Smith. A gain of a yard brings up 2nd and 9 at the 18-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 9. Slayton is the man in motion. On the handoff, here comes Tracy. And this will be good enough for a first down as he gets up past the 25.
So, Mike, you know by now my philosophy on third down. If it was up to me, I don't even want to be in third down. I want to get all of my conversions on 1st and 2nd down and be able to stay in those neutral down situations. So it's exactly what they do here. They lean on the ground game and pick up a fresh set of downs.
They fake the jet sweep and give it up the middle. And all it takes a little bit of snow to make things slippery out here. He'll get forward for only a yard.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 29-yard line.
Here's a 2nd and 9 now from the 29. ground. Here's Tracy. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one. Give them 14 on that one. First down, Giants.
And these are the explosive runs that open everything up. There's all this conversation about the value of the run game, but when you take a look at the best running teams, Mike, it's not necessarily how many yards they run for, it's how many big plays do they generate on the ground. And when you can generate big plays on the ground, it makes everything so much more difficult for the defense. Coming off that edge, Mike, you have to quickly determine, is this a pass or is it a run? And once he realized it was a run, he's able to shed his blocker, make the play, no gain.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Now Dart. Now a screen set up for Tracy.
Just a little slow developing on that screenplay there. It was pretty obvious to the entire defense exactly what was going on. Nobody was thinking pass. Nobody was getting back into their drops, and just nowhere for that back to go.
3rd and 7. Operating from the gun, it's Dart. He's going to find his receiver. It's Robinson. A pickup of 12 yards. That's good for a Giants first down.
That's another Giants first down. 1st and 10 at the 40.
So a big 3rd down hookup takes us to the break. It's the Eagles with the early advantage. More from MetLife Stadium after this. Giants football here to begin the 2nd quarter as they've got it with 1st and 10. A carry here for Tracy. Good blocking up front, paving the way for a gain of 8 on the ground.
And as of right now, they find themselves trailing at the moment, but it's certainly not because of the ground game. I mean, he's averaging over 4 yards per carry. Just hasn't been enough to overcome some of their shortcomings elsewhere.
Now it's Tracy looking to run. This defense all over this one. They get him down behind the line. It's a loss of a couple.
And they've really done a nice job defensively holding them in check. I mean, ideally, you'd want your back to average around 4 yards a pop, but they're falling short of that threshold as of now, and partially it's why they find themselves trailing at this stage in the game.
On 3rd down, they'll run with Tracy. And he's going to go backwards again. The defense coming up big, forcing 4th down.
This is one of those down and distances where the offense really could either run or pass, but give credit to the defense. They sold out to stop the run, and boy, were they right. They take them down for a loss.
On comes the punter now, as they'll say no to the long field goal and hope to pin them deep. And this is going to pin them back. It's out of bounds inside the 10. The Eagles offense getting those helmets back on, ready to head out for their next possession. We'll see how they want to attack things here, backed up deep in their own end. It's 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Hurts. That's to the right side, and incomplete. John Dodson was the intended receiver there, and it'll be 2nd down.
I like the idea of using the passing game to try to give your offense a little breathing room. You find yourself in the shadow of your own goalpost, Mike. Worst case scenario, you do not want to punt out of your own end zone. So I like the idea of trying to pick up some positive gains through the air. They've got to come up with some completions and try to pick up at least one first down. So you're going to put your defense in a tough spot.
So gain of 4 brings up 3rd and 6.
Here comes 3rd and 6. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. He's got the 2021 Heisman winner. That's Devontae Smith.
And it seems like he just cut that route a little too short. He's got to get more depth on the initial stem, and that way he makes sure when he catches the ball, it's beyond the sticks.
Here's the punter now, as he'll hit this from just outside of his own goal line. Forward for a few yards on the return. That's where the offense will take over. The Giants offense and their running back set to go once more. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10.
Treated as a curse, so reverse it, okay. Go back to a time when I didn't make choices. Back to a time when my parents were my voices. Back to a time when I used to take classes. Back to a time when I
will start on the ground, and he will not be able to turn upfield. They'll drop him behind the line.
I can promise you that is not how they wanted to start this drive, Mike. I mean, to get blown up at the point of attack, there was just nowhere for the back to go on that run.
So after the loss on 1st, here's 2nd and 14. We're trying to set up the screen, but that is going to fall incomplete.
They just desperately need to get something positive going here, Mike. It just feels like they're a play away from really jump-starting everything they've talked about being good at throughout the course of the week's prep, and it's really been the inability to sustain drives. So critical 3rd downs, better on 1st and 2nd. Somewhere it's got to pop, and somebody's got to make a play.
And that is incomplete.
And after that last incompletion, it's really the story of the game. This offense has had a really hard time sustaining drives that can lead to points. You can sense the frustration, not only on the sideline, but really in the entire stadium. They've got to get something going, especially early in these drives, so they can find themselves in scoring position and come away with some points.
That's fielded at about the 18. And some nifty running on the return. It's some good yardage before he was taken down. The Eagles offense ready to get back to work. They lead it here in the 2nd quarter, 7-0. They begin with a 1st and 10. Start on the ground with Barkley. And they bring him down, but not until he gets the 45-yard line. Terrific starter there. Gain of 15 and a 1st down.
The ability to be effective on 1st down, Mike, it just makes everything else easier. In the event you do have to face a 3rd down the road, they're usually a lot more manageable situations, a lot easier to convert.
Once again, it's Barkley. Tough with defenders as well to get leverage and get their hands on. Taken down after a gain of 4.
You know, it's easy to sit up here and say, hey, just keep running the ball. They've been efficient, just kind of wear down this defense by 1,000 different paper cuts. But the problem is, it's only contingent upon your ability to keep the score down. So if you want to continue to run the ball this often, they're going to have to look to their defense to play really well.
Now Hurts going to call his own number. And he'll wind up with a short pickup as he slides to a stop. And that's going to bring up 3rd down.
The quarterback could have handed it. He could have kept it himself, I don't really think either option would have turned out much different. Great job by the defense having a plan for the running back and a plan for the quarterback, and they're able to force that carry for no gain.
Third and short, and Hurts will throw. Open that left side, he's got it. And he's out of bounds, down inside the 35. A gain of 16 on that pass play. First down, Philadelphia.
Third downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on third downs, that is a recipe for success. You know, Mike, early in my time in Carolina, we were kind of on the forefront of this NFL zone read revolution. Cam Newton, one of the best to ever do it. I have seen up close and personal, when you run the zone read the right way, it is a nightmare for a defense to defend.
He'll get this out wide. Trying to at least get back to the line of scrimmage, but he doesn't do it. That's a loss of a yard and leading to third down.
The quick passing game in the NFL, Mike, is so dependent on yards after the catch. You got to generate space with the scheme, and then it's up to the receiver to do the rest. In this case, nice job defensively, because this guy couldn't even get back to the original line of scrimmage.
And a good short tackle right there. It stops him a good distance short of the marker. It sets up fourth down.
A 4-yard gain.
When you throw the ball short of the sticks on third down, you're relying heavily on the yards after the catch. So give credit to the defense here. Once the ball carrier had the ball, multiple guys around him, corralled him, take him down short of the sticks.
Through the falling snow, the kick is good. And the Eagles will extend to a 10-0 lead.
I think apart from the wind, when you talk about kicking in the elements, Mike, I think the snow has to be the kicker's worst nightmare. It's just so hard to have the confidence that when you stick that plant foot, it's not going to give way. So give credit. That was really well done.
And back to work goes Elliott after making the field goal. He'll send this one away. This taken at the 5. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. Here's the Giants offense now. They get set to take over once more. And nothing doing from the offense just yet. Down 10-0 as they come up with first and 10.
I take a cold hard look at the world now. Hold my hand out, got a plan now. I'ma help you to change cause I can now. Here I stand now, take my hand now. No pain, no gain, no shame. Work hard, play hard, okay. I think I get it now, don't wanna let him down.
They'll begin here on the ground. And a good job following his blockers. A gain of 7. It'll be second down.
So this team finds themselves now in a little bit of a tricky situation here, Mike. If they don't find a way to start sustaining some of these drives and come away with points, all of a sudden you're trailing by double digits in the second half. You become very one-dimensional, you become very pass-heavy, and that's certainly not how any team in the NFL wants to play.
A run here with Tracy on second down. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield. 15-yard pickup there. First down, Giants.
First down.
And we're starting to see the fruits of their labor paying off here. I mean, they've used this run game to throw a bunch of body blows throughout the entire contest. And while some of the carries didn't result in much at the time, it's clear they're starting to take its toll on this defense.
This time they're ready for it. Room to run the last snap, not this one. They stop him for no gain.
Well, as been the case this entire first half, it's been the defense that's really carried the load for this team. Some offensive struggles, but they've done more than their part, coming through again with another big stop for a loss.
Dart gonna throw here on second down. And he's gonna be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
And this is where the versatility of the tight end position really starts coming into play. Not only do they have to line up with their hand on the ground, but they can occasionally split out in the slot. And man, they're too fast for linebackers, and a lot of times they're too big for defensive backs.
They'll try to get this one on the ground.
Campbell on the stop. A 2-yard gain. It's 4th down.
It's too long for a field goal. They'll go for it here on 4th down. They'll go, and here's Dart. That's incomplete. Daring ball on 4th down. It does not work out. And it results in a turnover on down. Here comes the Philly offense now as they make their way back onto the field. They've got the 10-0 advantage here early. We'll see if they can add to it. Beginning on this drive, 1st and 10. Now Hurts taking a shot downfield for Smith, and he will score. Devontae Smith, touchdown, Philadelphia. Well, that is a quick drive and the best way to finish it. The touchdown pass downfield. Greg, you rarely see a deep shot like that to start a drive.
You're right, Mike. We don't see it a lot, but I wish we did. It's actually the most efficient and safest down to pass the ball. And in this case, the defense is thinking run. They got a lot of defenders up in the box, and they're able to strike deep with a pass play for 6.
My whole life I'm forever grinding, waiting for my time to shine just like
Elliott on now for the PAT.
And I ain't with that funny stuff, I use it all as motivation, but it's hard to have the patience.
Through the snowflake, this one's good. And the Eagles move further out in front. It is now 17-0.
Know that I'ma make it if I chase that check, yes.
Cause I done seen the time go by for too many years now when the stars were aligned. Cause I done seen the time go by. Yeah, I done seen the time go by.
I've been waiting all my life, and it was right before my eyes. Watching all this time slip by. Now I realize.
Jake Elliott to kick
So following the score, here comes Elliott to kick this one away. Now return coming from the 7. Woo! And he's brought down right at the 35-yard line. The Giants offense ready to come back out for this next possession. They trail this one 17-0 now. Really need to find some inspiration, some momentum on this drive as they'll begin here with 1st down. Dart. Pass to Robinson. He's got it. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down.
All right, so anytime you're facing the blitz, the best thing you can do as an offense is just get the ball out of your hand. Get into the hands of receiver, run after catch. In this case, nice job by the defense, rallying to the ball. Modest gain.
Out of the gun, here's a run up the gut. And they get this one across midfield to the 47-yard line. It's a gain of 12 there. That's good for a Giants 1st down.
What we're seeing here in this first half, Mike, is an example of the offensive line, the running back, and the play caller all on the same page. The execution and the ability to continue to pick up chunk plays on the ground has been a great start for this offense.
This time the sledding becomes a little more difficult. They're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage.
By Sidney Brown.
You could tell the entire time that running back is just looking for his crease to get vertical and cut back. But the defense does a great job. Inside-out pursuit, strings this ball out towards the sideline. Nowhere to go. They make a big stop for no gain.
On the zone read, a give to Tracy. He'll take this ahead for a gain of about 5, and here comes 3rd down.
The tackle. It's That's a gain of 6. Makes it 3rd and 4.
And I will never miss my chance. Take it now.
2 minutes to go here till halftime. We'll come back to MetLife Stadium after this. Here's a 3rd down and 4. On the ground, it's right back to Tracy. And he will have a Giants first down by about a yard. It's a gain of 5 on that 3rd and 4.
So often, like, you can tell a team's decision on 4th down by what they call on 3rd down. So I think after that 3rd down run, it was pretty clear that, hey, even if we don't get it here, we're comfortable going for it again on 4th down. But didn't turn out to be the case because he's able to get it there on 3rd.
And he's going to be out of bounds, but they are in the red zone, inside the 20. That's his 3rd catch of this first half, and good enough for a first down.
It's been a rough first half, but now as we approach halftime, Mike, you got to start getting some wins, and it could be something small like we just saw here. Some positive plays, build a little confidence on that sideline, so as you go into halftime, you have something to build on. Receiver just finds himself in a really nice groove, and there's these weird times in the game, Mike, where it just seems like every ball comes your way, every play they call, you're wide open, and you just find yourself in one of those grooves that athletes talk about. So they got to continue to ride the hot hand, because right now on that field, there's no mistaking who it is.
To the air on 2nd down. Sharp. Open man is Robinson. And the Giants here will use the first of their timeouts as the clock stops with 46 seconds remaining in the first half.
This is one of those throws where you're hoping you do most of the damage after the catch, but give credit to the defense. Once that ball was caught, they were on him quickly, and there was nowhere for him to go after the catch.
3rd and a yard. Clark gonna throw it again. Now a screen gonna be set up for Singletary. And that one just too long to get going. They'll come up, stop him before the lineman to get out to lead the way.
It's 4th down.
They can still pick up a first down here, and they'll line up to go for it on 4th down. They'll indeed go. Oh, the blitz gets there. He is sacked, and they turn it over on down.
Yeah, so I think, Mike, this is one of those decisions where the conditions and the elements definitely come into play. I think in a normal day of clear weather, this coach makes a different decision in this situation. But here, I can totally understand why he decided to be aggressive and go for it on 4th down.
The Eagles offense going to take over here in the last minute of this first half. The lead is 17 as they try to maybe pull away in this one. It is 1st and 10. Here's Hurts. To the outside, catch made by Brown. And he'll be driven out of bounds, and that's a pickup of 8.
Certainly not the biggest play of the day, but a good example of picking up positive yardage, staying ahead of the chains by a well-timed ball and a well-timed route.
They'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. Hurts going to keep it on the option. Here's a timeout for Philadelphia. That is their 2nd as they get it right at the 30-second mark of this first half.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 28-yard line.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. To throw, Hurts. That's complete to his big tight end, Dallas Goedert. Now the Eagles will use the last of their timeouts as the clock will stop at 21 seconds to go until halftime.
38-yard line.
A good spot here, 2nd and a yard. A shotgun snap now to Hurts. That's taken in left side by Smith. And he's going to have the first down as he gets out of bounds, and he stopped the clock as well.
These are the play calls, Mike, that offensive coordinators use to just get their quarterback and their passing game into some sort of rhythm. Easy pitch and catch, get the ball out of his hand, see a completion. These typically, as the game goes on, lead to bigger and bigger gains.
They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
We're starting to learn more and more now, Mike, that sacks are quarterback stats. Everyone always wants to blame the offensive line, but in this case, the protection was really good. Nobody got open downfield, and the quarterback has to get rid of the ball. You just can't expect your protection to hold up that long.
Again, Hurts. To the left side, taken in by Smith. And he'll get about 8 yards as he's ushered out of bounds. It'll set up 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd down.
He'll try to run here with Barkley. And he will have a first down, but I don't think that's going to stand. They're already heading backward. That's on the former All-Pro Lane Johnson. So after the 5 yards are walked off, they face 3rd and long. On the handoff, this is Barkley. Inside the 25. And he will go all the way. Saquon Barkley. Touchdown, Eagles. His 2nd touchdown of this first half. Good-looking rushing touchdown there. Offensive line does its job. And back taking off to the end zone for the touchdown.
Mike, you're exactly right. He might get credit in the box score for that long rushing touchdown, but it was the big guys up front who were able to make that play possible.
And the kick is good. So what a finish to this first half as they extend the lead.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. And welcome in, everyone. Scott Hansen in Orlando, where it almost never snows. These two teams dealing with a light dusting, and that's expected to go on into the 2nd half. Who handles it better? Let's go back out to the stadium and check in with our commentary team, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
Scott, thank you. The snow continuing to fall as we get ourselves ready for this 2nd half. Very one-sided first half of action. Will we get a turnaround? Let's find out. The 3rd quarter is underway. On the return, it's Chase Bigsby. And he's down at the 23, and that's where the offense will take over. Saquon Barkley and this Eagle offense set to take over again. They'll begin with 1st and 10. Hold on to this one, and not a whole lot there, up to about the 25.
He does a nice job coming from his safety position, filling his run gap assignment. Keeps this to a modest gain at best.
From the 25, here's 2nd and 8. The throw is first. Nowhere to go. He's going to be taken down. Brian Burns. He gets in there to drop him for a big loss. And now it's 3rd and long.
The defensive coaches, they preached all week, Mike. They have to have relentless pursuit of this quarterback when he tries to extend the play. So often it results in a great play for the offense and a big pickup. This time, because of that pursuit, it leads to a big loss.
So, backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. Hurts. Taking off, he'll try to get there. And they'll finally track him down as he takes it up to the 45-yard line. Well, 3rd and 19, no problem, as they convert for the first down.
The defensive line has to do a better job of contain rushing, especially on 3rd down. Like, you can't rush one-on-one. You have to rush as a unit. Keep the quarterback in the pocket. When you let him get loose, this is what's going to happen.
And he's able to push through the tackles to pick up 6.
Brings up 2nd and 3.
From the 48-yard line, here's 2nd down and 3. Man in motion is Smith. Here goes Hurts on the design run.
And after that short run, puts them a little bit closer to the first down marker. They're going to need to create more running room on the ground if they plan on extending this drive.
Now a 3rd and 2. Ground, this is Buckley. And he's going to have an Eagles first down. They're able to convert by plenty on 3rd and 1.
And they continue to lean on him in these short yardage, need to have it situations, tough yards. He's been getting them over and over throughout the course of the game, and he picks up more than enough there on 3rd down.
He's able to get away from one man, but the reinforcements were there fast. He's taken down for a loss on the play.
A loss of 2.
The key to great defensive line play is the get-off. When that ball moves, how fast can you get off the ball and get into the backfield? That's exactly what we saw here. Quick read, react, get off the block, take him down for a loss.
Got Jalen Hurts on 2nd down. And he'll be very close to a first down. Won't quite have enough, but now a much more advantageous spot.
If you're going to give him this much time to scan the field, he's inevitably going to find an open man downfield like he does here. That's a great job remaining patient and letting that play develop.
They'll go with the sneak. Trying to find any seat he can, but the push too strong in the middle. He didn't get there. It's 4th down.
No gain on a quarterback sneak? That's pretty surprising, Mike, anytime we see that happen. There just aren't many plays in the NFL that we consider to be automatic. The quarterback sneak is normally pretty close.
They'll run the sneak. And he's going to have the Eagles first down. As they manage to convert, that'll keep this drive alive.
Pretty simple here, Mike. Every team, they have this sheet up in the box. It's their own analytics telling them when to go for it, when not to go for it. And in this spot, their metrics say go for it, sneaks the call, first down.
They run the counter with Barkley. And try to drive forward. Not a bad gain in these conditions. We'll give him about 5 yards.
And he's been on an absolute tear throughout this entire game, Mike. I mean, he's averaging over 10 yards per carry. And anytime you can run the ball with that explosiveness, it's just going to be hard to beat.
He'll stay on the ground with Barkley. Open space inside the 10. And he's into the end zone yet again. Saquon Barkley. Touchdown, Philadelphia. And making a hat trick. That is his 3rd rushing touchdown of the game. A big reason his team is on top.
And so far, Mike, this run game has been the difference, and we're going to see in the second half. Now, can they protect this lead? Because, Mike, that's where a run game has its most value, and so far, this guy's been incredible.
Elliott now for the extra point. He's got it, and the Eagles move out even further ahead. It is now 31-0. So following the score, here comes Elliott to kick this one away. This one taken at the 7. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. Giants offense getting ready for their opening possession of this second half. They're in need of points in a big way as they set out on 1st and 10. Motion man is highest. On the play fake, here's Dart. He'll get it into the hands of Slayton. He's close to a first down. A gain of 9. Nice pitch and catch on first down.
It's a gain of 9. Brings up 2nd and a yard at the 37-yard line.
So, from the 37, here's 2nd and a yard. They'll motion their tight end Johnson. They'll run here with Devin Singletary. And he'll be marked down at the 45-yard line. They get 18 on that one. First down, Giants.
First down.
We've seen this trend throughout the league, Mike. Offensively, everyone wants to have depth at the running back position. Yeah, it's great to have one guy, but if you could have 2 or 3 that can all come in and contribute on the ground, that's the goal, and we're seeing it here.
He's going to keep it himself, and they'll take this down inside the 35. He'll get a dozen out of that one, scrambling his way to a first down.
You know, Mike, I like everything about this play except the very end. You've already picked up good yardage. You've already picked up the first down. Now get down on the ground and protect yourself. There's no reason to take those shots.
He'll run again.
The best quarterbacks don't see the rush, they feel the rush, and that's exactly what this guy was able to do here. He's able to escape the initial pressure and immediately realizes, I got some space out in front of me. Picks up a solid gain here on first down.
Second down, they need 3. Here's a run with Singletary. He'll get this inside the 20, a nice run. They're in the red zone. It's first down.
I think this second down call, Mike, they were hoping that at worst they had themselves set up for a third down and short. But there's no need for third down. He was able to get enough on second, and they get a fresh set of downs.
They're at the 17-yard line now for first and 10. He's got his man, that's Slayton. And they'll get about half of what what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up second and 5.
Brings up second and 4 at the 12-yard line.
On the coast and the pain, no one knows I want the time just to slow. My mind's feeling low, say I'm fine, but I know that I might be alone without.
Looking to throw. It's Garza. Hits and threw it. The pass is incomplete.
I know this play results in an incomplete pass, but I think this is a really good job by the quarterback. His clock was going off. He felt that rush. He had no immediate target to go to with the ball. Instead, throw it away. Don't take the sack. Live for another day.
On third down, here is Dart. And the rush. Yes. He'll go down. They got him. That is Cooper DeJean. Had the big game in the Super Bowl. Here he's on the rush and records the sack.
When you can bring cornerbacks on pressure, man, that changes everything for the defensive play caller. Offenses spend all week worrying about linebackers, defensive linemen. How are they going to protect the quarterback? But when you can time up a secondary pressure like this, man, oftentimes there's no answer for it.
The Giants field goal unit out on the field. It'll be a 35-yard attempt. His kick is good. And the Giants cut 3 off the lead, but they still face a sizable deficit.
So anytime an offense comes off the field after settling for 3, you always have to take the good with the bad. In order to get down there in field goal range, you had to do something positive to move the ball. But at the same time, how are we going to be able to finish these drives and convert for 6 the next time we get down there?
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Here comes Will Shipley on the return. Oh, very good field position to start as the return is past the 40. Saquon Barkley and this Eagle offense set to take over again. They'll have very good starting field position as they set up past the 40. Start on the ground with Barkley. And he'll try to drive forward. Not a bad gain in these conditions. We'll give him about 5 yards.
That's the 46-yard line. It's a pickup of 6. Brings up second and 4.
From the 46, here's second down and 4. Man in motion is Smith. Once again, it's Barkley. And the defense there to meet him. They'll hold him to 2 and bring up third down.
Nice job by the running back making the first guy miss, but it's the pursuit by the entire defense. Even though he doesn't get him down on his first try, the rest of his guys are all rallying to the ball, and they bring him down for a short gain.
On third down, they'll go with Saquon. And they pick it up. He's to the 42-yard line, and the drive continues. First down.
There's a big conversation going on right now around the NFL about what is the true value of having a run game. And I've always thought it comes down to being good at 3 situations. Can you run the ball in the 4th quarter with a lead? How well can you run the ball on the goal line? And then in this case, how well can you run the ball in short yardage situations?
They fake the jet sweep and will hand it up the middle. And he finds some space, tackled after a gain of 7 on first down.
A 7-yard pickup brings up second and 3 at the 35-yard line.
From the 35, here's second and 3. I'll run up the middle with Barkley. Good running there. He's got the first down inside the 30.
And the offensive line does a really nice job winning this play at the point of attack. And once he got the ball, all he had to really do is just find the crease and hit it, and he's able to pick up the first down.
So they come to the line for first down and 10. Here's a handoff to Barkley. He'll carry this one inside the 20, into the right zone. Give him 8 on that carry.
In order to be successful as a run-heavy offense, Mike, it's so important that you remain really efficient on first and second down. The last thing you want is to be in third and pass, and it really throws off what you feel like your strengths are. So now you get down here in the red zone, it's got to be touchdowns. These long, sustained drives on the ground, you kick a field goal, that's a win for the defense.
It's a gain of 2. That's another Eagles first down. First and 10 at the 16-yard line.
Ball down to the 16-yard line, and it's first and 10. Now Hurts will call his own number, and he'll be met in the backfield and dropped behind the line of scrimmage.
It's a loss of 2.
Oftentimes, the more success you have as a quarterback keeping the ball, the more attention that you're going to get from the defense, and I think that's exactly the case here. They've been burned a few times by this guy already today, but this time they were ready for him.
On second down, Hurts. There he goes again. And he's in. Jalen Hurts. Touchdown, Eagles. The defense comes up with the coverage, but they cannot keep up with the speed as the quarterback scrambles to the end zone for the touchdown.
And down here in the red zone, Mike, is where I think a quarterback's legs can be the most dangerous. The defenders are trying to match backs, match tight ends and receivers, but often it's the quarterback that has no one assigned to him, and in this case, he's able to capitalize and run it in himself.
On is Elliott to add the extra point. And the Eagles will add one more onto their big lead. Now to return. And a decent return there. He'll get this up just shy of the 30. We're off to the fourth quarter here on Christmas Eve. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
And this completion certainly won't be changing the outcome of the game by any means, but I do think there is something to be said for teams that continue to fight, they continue to try to at least finish this game and have something to build off of going into next week.
And they get him to the ground, but he's all the way down to the 35-yard line. A gain there of 21. First down, Giants.
This defense has had their share of troubles trying to contain this quarterback today, Mike. This time they go to the zone read, the defender goes after the running back, and the quarterback pulls it, keeps it himself, and has a huge gain for a first down.
He's going to be out of bounds, but they are in the red zone, inside the 20. That's a gain of 16. This offense is humming. A first down.
It's really been a one-sided game, and how often do we see in the fourth quarter a team that finds themselves down by a lot, they start to come alive. I think it's a combination of trying to end the game on a positive note, but also sometimes that defense getting a little lackadaisical.
And he's going to go down yet again. He has been under fire all game long.
This offense, they just can't establish any sort of rhythm. There's just no way to sustain any scoring drives when your quarterback is being pressured and sacked this often.
So after the loss on first, here's second and 14. Out of shotgun. It's dark. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Now, this is something that we typically see out of maybe a more veteran quarterback, not necessarily a rookie, but just having a really nice sense of game management, throw the ball away, and live for the next down.
Third and long. Out of the gun, here comes Dart. That is pulled in at the 5. And will easily pick up the first down. They've got first and goal coming up.
So here's a play, Mike, that is clearly designed to attack the middle third of the field. So think it's roughly the space between the numbers. That's the most valuable real estate in football. And once he understood where his leverage was and he gets his head around, great job by the quarterback on time, delivering a strike.
And that is caught in the end zone. He's in. Darius Slayton. Touchdown, Giants. Well, it's not going to be enough, but at least they find the end zone at the end of a hard week's work. This will pay off with a touchdown, right?
Mike, you can just chalk this one up in the column of too little, too late. And give credit to this offense for not going down without a fight, but they're not going to have enough time to find themselves back in this one.
The kicking team off for the extra point. He knocks it through. Giants cut into the lead a little bit. Kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kicks away. Bigsby to return it. And they'll bring it down just shy of the 30-yard line. Saquon Barkley and this Eagle offense set to take over again. And it's hard to believe you can run the ball a whole lot better than he has. The vision, the cutback ability, the acceleration, the stats. It has all been on display throughout. On the ground, it's Barkley to start the drive. And they bring him down, but not until he gets the 45-yard line. They'll gain 17 on that one. A very quick first down.
And this running game has really been rolling, Mike, all game long. The holes, the run lanes, they've been there consistently. Here's another nice run as they look to put this game away.
They'll run straight ahead with Barkley. Crazy. And he maneuvers his way forward. A gain of 6.
I think every running back's dream is that he's going to run through a wide open hole and have breakaway touchdowns, but that's not necessarily the case very often in the NFL. So the backs that are the best are the ones that can get more yardage than maybe what's blocked for. And I think this is a nice physical gain here that they can continue to build off of as the game unfolds.
Hurts. Let's keep it on the option. Oh, a loose football. And fortunately, one of his teammates there to save him. He'll wind up getting enough to pick up the first down.
So even though they avoid the turnover, this is still a play that they're going to coach hard off of. They're going to bring guys into the meeting room next week and say, hey guys, we're not always going to be so fortunate. The ball is not always going to bounce our way. Anybody who handles the ball from the center to the quarterback to any of the ball carriers, the most important aspect of team offense is protecting the ball at all costs.
It's second and inches at the Giants' 35-yard line.
Second and inches. This is Barkley. Can he get away? No! He's going to be taken down behind the line.
And just like that, you go from second and inches, where you think it's pretty much a given that you're going to move the chains, to now finding yourself in third and 2 or 3. Great job by that defense. This completely changes this possession.
That's Goddard in motion. Trying to run here with Barkley. And he is going to have an Eagles first down. It's a gain of 6 on 3rd and 3.
This defense just hasn't had an answer for this guy all game long. Comes through again there with a nice conversion to bring up first down.
They'll come up here first and 10. Here's a handoff to Barkley running left. Running around the corner, but will not run down at the loss on the play.
Just a little too much east and west there for my liking. I understand what they're trying to do, getting the ball out on the perimeter, but in these early downs, plant your foot and get downhill. Great job by the defense stringing it out. They're able to force him down for a loss.
Out of the gun, they give it to Barkley, and he will not be able to get free. Picking up only a yard. Now it's 3rd down.
Contigo sí, ay, voy contigo, ay.
From the shotgun, it's Hurts. Looking right side, he's got a receiver. It's Smith. And he's going to be marked now down at the 5. It'll be 1st and goal. That's a gain of 28.
It just seems like whenever they need a big play on 3rd down, you can almost guarantee that he's someone they're going to try to get the ball to. And certainly easy to see why. Clutch play by everyone involved and keeps the offense on the field.
Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. Called in at the 2. And he'll take it on in. A.J. Brown. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Greg in the end zone again. I'm running out of different ways to say touchdown. They're doing it so often here today.
Mike, some offensive play callers, once they get the lead, it's just milk the clock and let's get out with a win. But not this coach. He is trying to score every single time they possess the ball.
bagulho tem que ser assim. De bagulho, de bagulho, de bagulho, de bagulho, de bagulho, de bagulho, de bagulho.
So following the score, here comes Elliott to kick this one away. Olszewski now to return. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. The Giants offense ready to get back at it. They'll do so with first and 36 yards. They'll come up first and 10 at the 40. Here's Dart. The throw taken in. He'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3. They'll work from the 36 on second and 6. On the ground, it's Singletary. Good running there. He's got the first down inside the 30.
Second down at these distances, Mike, you pretty much anticipate a pass, and I think that's what the defense was lined up thinking. Or in this case, they leave a little too much room on the ground, and the offense is able to pick up first down.
First and 10. Dart. And he'll just get rid of this. Smart play, throw it away, and that'll sound second down.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
They'll try again here, second and 10. Now, Dart. That'll be caught by the running back, Singletary. He's going to be out of bounds, but they are in the red zone, inside the 20. Call it a gain of 13. That's good for a Giant first down.
They do a really nice job of picking up the pressure, and that's what allows him to have the time to go through his entire progression. He sees his check down wide open, gets the ball into his hands, and he does the rest.
He'll get that to the former Volunteer, Jalen Hyatt. Running there in the red zone. He did not want to go down. And he picks up the first down. It'll be first and goal.
This has been a really good drive so far, but what I really like, Mike, is they're down here in the red zone, and they continue to attack. Now, not quite a touchdown, but with first and goal, this defense certainly has their back.
Good blocking, and he's in. Devin Singletary. Touchdown, New York.
Make no mistake about it, he may get the glory, but that does not happen without unbelievable blocking up front. So let's give the big guys all the credit in the world. He's able to displace the defense right there at the point of attack, and that's about as easy a goal line touchdown as you're going to see all year.
Extra point try forthcoming. It's up and through. And the Giants will get just a bit closer. try to drive forward. Not a bad gain in these conditions. We'll give him about 5 yards.
This just shows why you can't count on just one guy to take him down. He's a powerful enough runner. You've got to have guys coming in support when that first hit is made. It takes a team effort to stop him, especially once he gets going.
Come up now for second down and 4. He'll stay on the ground with Parsons. And he will keep the drive moving. Gets the first down. Nice gain.
Just seems like every time this guy touches the ball, he makes something happen. And not all of his runs are always going to be positive. He's kind of one of those guys that's going to get a 0, a 1, a 2. But it's the home run threat. It's the big plays that really tip the scales in your favor. And you can generate those big explosive plays on the ground. Man, it makes such a big difference for the offense.
It is second and 9. Hurts gonna hold on to this one. They're gonna work this down inside the 45. A gain there of 15. Good for Eagles first down.
When you're defending Jalen Hurts, Mike, the challenge is not only do you have to try to take away all the weapons at his disposal, but you have to account for him as a runner. And in this case, that's exactly what the offense dials up, and you can see why.
So it's a win here for the visiting Eagles. They were able to handle the elements. They're going to wind up victorious here in the snow. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olsen and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com.